Michael O'Hanlon is a senior fellow and director of foreign policy research at the Brookings Institution, and he joins us now for more. Michael, it's great to have you with us this evening. Just about a month ago, you wrote that withdrawing U.S. troops from Afghanistan would mean mass slaughter and the dismemberment of the country. Do you still stand by that opinion tonight?
I stand by that worry. I don't claim, Jenna, to be able to predict exactly what's going to happen. None of us can. And there's always the chance for a miracle peace accord. But one thing I can also say is the odds against peace are very high because the Taliban and the government of Ashraf Ghani are very far apart. Now, that would have been a difficult negotiation even if we were still there. But at least the Taliban wouldn't have felt like they were guaranteed to prevail. They are overconfident, in my opinion. They think that the minute NATO pulls out, the U.S. pulls out, that the Afghan government and police and army will fall apart like a house of cards. I think it's more likely that you'll see a long civil war. And that's what I was getting at in that earlier piece, where you could even see ethnic cleansing because the ethnic groups that don't have any Taliban among them, and that's the majority of the population, the Tajiks, Uzbeks, and Hazara, they will be inclined to go to the north and maybe even drive out Pashtun who live there to prevent infiltration from the Taliban, and then vice versa with the South. So that's the kind of civil war dynamic that I fear. I'm not going to claim I know that it's going to happen, but there's a distinct possibility. I do not see the prospect of a quick takeover by the Taliban or anyone else, and I do not see prospects for a quick success in the peace talks.
Is there some kind of alternative balance, Michael? You know, like what would the administration do to prevent bloodshed in Afghanistan without staying in the country indefinitely?
Well, you know, I got to say, I don't have any issue with staying in the country indefinitely if it's at a level of 3,000 to 4,000 U.S. troops. That's more than 95% reduction from where we had been. So under President Obama, with General McChrystal, General Petraeus, General Allen, we were up in the range of 100,000 U.S. troops. Today, we're down in the range of 3,000. Again, more than a 95% reduction. I don't think you have to be in a hurry at that level of military commitment. I don't think it prevents you from being robust in dealing with China and Russia. In fact, I think our counterterrorism policy throughout the broader Middle East involves having a few thousand U.S. troops in each of a number of countries: Iraq, obviously Afghanistan for the moment, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Bahrain. We've got a few thousand in each of these places. Now, most of them are not active combat zones, but this is still creating a footprint of capability from which we can carry out operations. And those other locations will remain available to us. But it's pretty hard to get intelligence on counterterrorism from a long distance away. If you're going to get intelligence and know who the bad guys are, you have to work with the indigenous army and police. That's the way you get information about terrorists. So I really think that staying until there was a successful peace process was a viable proposition, and that would have been the better strategy.
No. Michael, just about 30 seconds left here, but quickly, if you can, what does this move mean for the rest of the Middle East and peace there?
Well, if there's any good news, it's that Afghanistan is sort of at the end of the earth. And even though terrorists from there struck us on 9/11, obviously, it's not really an integral part of the Middle East per se. There's Iran between Afghanistan and all of the, Arab nations and Israel and Jordan and so forth. So I think to some extent, what happens in Afghanistan will stay there. But terrorists could concoct a plot in Afghanistan and then find a way to terrorize either here or in Europe or in the Middle East. That's what I worry about most.
All right. Well, Michael O'Hanlon with the Brookings Institution, we greatly appreciate your insights this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.